Alright, looks like you guys are back for some more, so you're not tired of me quite yet. Unless this is your first video, and in that situation, welcome. We do Java tutorials, but we also do all kinds of tutorials on programming, so be sure to check out my channel and hit that sub button. But enough advertising for myself, because I have other people to advertise for. So we're going to be talking about nested while loops in this video. So right now we're doing nested for loops. We're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to switch them to whiles just to get a little bit more practice and see what that might look like. I think you'll find that it doesn't look as nice, and it's definitely done less often. But again, while loops are nice for those situations when you don't necessarily know when a loop is going to end. Then it's more visually appealing. But anywho, go check out our sponsor, who has been very generous in helping bring these Java videos to life. Pramp is a free mock interview platform where you can develop your technical interviewing skills. Practice coding with live execution of all major programming languages to solve real interview questions. Interview types include data structures and algorithms, product management, behavioral interviews, system design, front-end, and data science. I've personally used this service to successfully crash course for a software engineering interview. Lots of people are having success getting positions at companies like Amazon, Google, Twitter, and more. Check it out. I'll leave a link for you guys in the description. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to push these for loops down so we can reference them, rather than just trying to change them, because that's just going to be a mess. I just know it. So we start with while, and I just like to make the bodies first. So we're definitely going to need this structure here. We have a while loop, and then inside of that while loop, we have another while loop. And we're going to have the same stuff, it's just structurally different. So up here, we're going to establish the value of I, so that's the initialization. Then the condition goes inside of these parentheses, so as long as I is greater than or equal to 0. And then the update, in this case, the decrement operator, that always happens at the very end if you want to match the for loop exactly. So we'll say I minus minus. And you'll see an issue down here now. We get this red line. That's because we already created I up here, and it's still in scope when we reach this for loop. So it's saying, yo man, you can't redeclare this I variable. You're gonna be breaking something. So if you needed both of these and you wanted to reuse that I, you would need to get rid of this int here, and it's just going to reassign the value 9 to I, and it should work just fine. But that's a story for another day. Let's just get back to what we're doing. Inside of here, we're going to create that k variable. So we'll say int k and assign it the value of I. Then we'll say k is greater than or equal to 0. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Ooh. Okay, paste that in there. All right, cool. And then at the bottom of this while loop, we're going to say k minus minus. Now the actual code for stuff we want to do, so this here, that is going to go right here. So the code goes in the while, but before that final update. This one here, that is in the outer for loop, so that is going to go right here. All right, let's see if it works. I'll just comment this other junk out by using this multi-line comment. There we go, and let's run it. We get 0, so that is your guide. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next. All right, what in the world's going on here? Oh, duh. This needs to be 9, not 0. I don't know why I'm so dumb, but it happens, you know. The great thing about software development is it helps you realize how often you're not paying attention to the details. So this is definitely a good practice on focus, which we could all use. Oh, a butterfly. All right, let's run this, see if it works. And there we go. That's the output we were looking for. All right, so sorry about that little bug there, but you know, bugs happen and it's authentic to leave them in at sometimes, as long as it's not a disaster. You guys probably think I'm like all polished, but really I record these videos like 10 times because I can't get it right. All right, so that is the end of version 37 of nested while loops. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out the next video where we're gonna be talking about variable scope in the context of nested control flow. So if you have no idea what that means, that's why you should probably check out that next video so you can be enlightened. Thanks, I'll see you then.